So I know that Abeka gets the reputation for being very work heavy and intimidating and overwhelming, and many people are burned out by the end of the school year using Abeka. I totally understand where you're coming from. It can be very overwhelming to look especially at the teacher plans or everything that they have included. So if that is you, please stay tuned. I have used Abeka this year with all three of my kids, and actually we've been using it the last several years, and I have really made it my own. We are parent-led, we are not accredited, not video-led, and it is totally doable. You can certainly do it too. I think it is one of the best curriculums out there. You just have to make it your own. That's the trick. That is the trick. That is the trick in the ticket with Abeka, is that you have to just cut out what's not going to work for you and stick with what will work for you. So join me today. I'm going to do a lesson. I'm going to show you what I do, some tips and tricks on how we make it our own and make it very manageable for our family. So come join me. So these are the teaching materials that I have for my daughter. I have the curriculum lesson plans. I have the basic Phonics Flashcards and the basic Phonics Charts. We will start with the curriculum lesson plans. I'm not going to go through the entire book just because I will save that for a separate video where I do an in-depth look at the curriculum lesson plans, but I will just show you what a lesson looks like today. So when I first saw this book, I did not know whether to laugh or to cry because it is huge. However, I'll show you step by step how to make it very manageable and doable. This is the lesson that we did today. So there is a phonics and language section of the lesson. There is a review, spoiler alert, I don't do that. AM reading, PM reading, spelling, creative writing, and seat work. I just want to put it out there that I only use this book for this section. I don't use it for anything else except the phonics and language. So here is what the lesson plan looks like. So they give you an objective, which honestly I never really read. And then these little pencils here is what you as the teacher, as the mom, the parent, are going to be writing on the board. Next is materials, scrap paper for child. We just use a whiteboard and a dry erase marker. The basic phonics charts and the basic phonics flashcards. And then there are enrichment ideas, which I'm going to be honest, I never really do these either because it's usually like involving like this one, construction paper and things like that. And I honestly don't have time for all of that. So I just stick with the lesson. So we are on lesson 170. This is the last lesson.
Yay!
We did it. I can't believe it. How do you feel?
Good.
Good? Good. So yes, this is our last lesson. So it's obviously going to be review. She's not going to be learning any new material, but this lesson is pretty similar to how all of the lessons are. So this is the procedure. So phonics review is we're gonna do these charts here. We're gonna do basic phonics charts 12 and 13. Now they do these charts all throughout the year, from the beginning of the year to the end. They start them in kindergarten and they continue to do these charts up until second grade. So all of these charts that she's done this year, she'll do next year as well. These are what the basic phonics charts are going to look like. And if you have ever done the handbook for reading, you'll notice that these are just a bigger version of what is in the handbook for reading. So if you have one of those and you're just not really interested in buying the big charts of it, you can certainly use the handbook for reading and all of these charts will be in there. This is what we worked on this year. So all of these charts, they have them in both manuscript and cursive. And we just go through these all, according to whatever the lesson says. And she has done all of them. Lexi. We're going to do Phonics Charts 12 and 13.
And asleep, and also the and because and enjoy and button were and wrinkle and could and
Louder.
And push and enough and country air and carry iron fire.
Iron fire. Good job. Okay, now do chart 13.
Full and beautiful air and care, tin and mountains, pure and pure, sure and pasture, or and worm, sun and nation, sun and missionary, sun and television, A and A, and sailor, and dollar, and cookbook, and
Good job.
sorry I didn't do the last, chart.
That's all right, sweetie. Now I have the basic phonics flashcards. This is a huge binder. There's about 130 of these special sounds. And what this does is it breaks them down individually, and I'll show you that in a second. Normally, they only do 2 of these when they're first learning these special sounds. However, since she's reviewing, they asked them to do 10 today. And when they are first learning, again, they only ask you to do 2 of these. And I make her read the words, all of the words on the back, you can see. But since she did 10 of them today, I only had her do 1 word.
And pasture,
Turn pasture. Can you say 1 word for me? Choose 1 word.
nature,
Nature. Good job.
or and
War and warm. Choose 1 of these words to read.
award,
Award. Good job.
sun and nation.
Shun and nation. Which word?
Vacation.
I knew you were going to choose that one. How do you know?
Sun and
Shun and missionary. All right, which one do you want to choose?
compassion.
Compassion. Good job. And the last one.
And cherry.
Aaron Cherry.
Mary.
Mary. Very
Mary
good.
and Terry rhyme. The school year.
Mary, Terry, and Barry rhyme.
A cherry on top to finish the school year.
Good job. Top of the school year. That's right. So here we have this little pencil, and again, this is words that you are going to be writing on the board or on a piece of paper. So it says review prefixes and suffixes, having the child say them 3 times. I think this is where Abeka gets a little bit overkill. I just don't think it's necessary to say these 3 times. 1 time is sufficient. And then for B, it wants you to add prefixes and suffixes to these words and then have them explain the words. Again, I really just don't feel like that is super necessary to explain the words. And then it says review ways to add suffixes to root words. We kind of do that as she's doing the words. So we do that kind of together instead of something that's separate. So again, anytime it says have the child do it 2 or 3 times, I always only make her do it 1 time. 1 time is plenty for us. There is so much review built into Abeka that all you need is 1 time. And it is such a time saver to not do it multiple times. What do you add to the
PP.
double the P's? Yep.
Happy.
What do you want to make happy?
S.
Happy, yes. So what do you do to the, there you go. Good job. Drop that Y, change it to what? Good job. Yep, perfect.
Okay. Because.
Mm-hmm.
BECAUSE.
Perfect.
Funny S.
Okay. Excuse our well-loved and well-used board, but so they just want me to write the prefixes and suffixes. So she went over those, and then I wrote the words, the root word, which is wonder, and then she added her own prefix or suffix. So some of the rules that she learned this year are, so for example, the root word was sleepy. She made it sleepier, so she knew to drop the Y, change it to an I before adding her suffix. Slip, the word was slip. She wanted to make it slipper. So the rule she learned is if it's a short vowel and one consonant, you double the consonant before adding the suffix. All right, so here is a little tip. Now, this is a lot of writing, and instead of writing all of these contractions down, since she's just going to be saying them out loud, so she's going to say the contraction in a quiet voice, and then she's going to say what it stands for in a loud voice. I just had her read it straight out of the book, and that saves me some time. And I know as homeschooling mom, especially if you're homeschooling multiple children, every little bit of time saving you can get is very beneficial. So the reason I wrote these is just because she had to change some of the way things were spelled. So like sleepy becomes sleepier. You know, she could say that out loud, but it'd be missing the point, right? The point is to change that Y to an I and add the suffix. However, these she can just say out loud. So that is what I try to do. If there's anything that I don't have to write down, that I can just point to the book and she can just read it from the book, I definitely do that. So now we are heading? I don't know where we're heading. I'm gonna give you the contraction. So you're going to read the contraction, you're going to read it quietly, and then loudly you're going to say what the contraction stands for. So did not, all right? So can you read those for me? Mm-hmm. So come over, sit right by mommy.
Could not.
Good job.
Have not.
Good job.
You'll. You will.
Good. What about this one?
She will.
Good.
I have. I'm not very good.
We have compound words. This is something that she's still getting familiar with, and this will go into second grade as well. So I'm not really worried about it or concerned. But I did write in these blanks and have her fill it. But you could do this. You could do this orally as well. You could say blank man and have them do that out loud. Bubble blank, and they would say bubble gum or whatever it is. And you'll see as time goes on, the more lessons that you do, it's pretty obvious which ones you can do out loud, which ones you should be writing down. Now I'm going to write some words, and you're going to fill in the blank to make a compound word. Okay? Remember what compound words are? What are compound words?
Like Alexia.
No, that's syllables. That's okay. Once you see it, you'll know. Don't worry.
Bubble.
Bubble what?
Bubble.
What would a compound word be?
Bubble blow.
No.
Bubble.
What do you chew?
Pop.
What do
Bubble gum.
There you go.
Good. Rain.
Rain what?
Bow.
Yep.
Okay. Tree.
What? Tree what?
Tree dome.
No, not tree dome. What would you play in?
Tree house.
There you go.
Ball
So what we have mailman, bubble gum, rainbow, baseball, cupcake, and tree house. Is there an E at the end of house?
Yes.
Okay. Rain is not quite spelled right. R-A.
N.
Not R-A-N-E. R-A what?
N-U.
We have these review charts J and L. These are going to be in the back of the basic phonics chart binder that I have. These are going to be in the back of those, and we skipped these today just because this is little bit of a longer lesson. She sometimes likes doing these and sometimes she does not like doing those, so I just kind of gauge how she's how she is that day and how much work we've done and base it on this. So this is something that I was like, if I know that we have a lot of stuff to do or a normal amount and this just seems like extra, this will be the first thing to go. That's another tip I have. There is a lot of overlap in Abeka, and that is a good thing about it, is that there is so much overlap that you know that if you skip something one day, it's not going to be completely detrimental to the child. Because they do so much built-in review every single lesson, and they touch on different topics every lesson, but they are constantly reviewing. So these I had no trouble skipping today. It was going to make the lesson too long, and I know her attention span. You do not have to do every single thing with Abeka. They give you a lot, and you can choose what is most important to focus on. Most of the time we do the entire lesson. If it is too long, I choose what I need to scale back on. Here's just a real quick example of what these review charts look like. So we have OW, there's 2 special sounds for OW, so that's why there are 2 little lines coming off of it. OU, ED has 3 special sounds, so they are supposed to find and say all the 3 special sounds that ED has. And then they might say, look at the smoke in the rocket, or at the rocket, what special sounds are in the rocket, A in pray, all in ball, that type of thing. Here is another example, as you could see. So it might say, look at the orange fish, and to say what 2 special sounds represent those letters on the orange fish. And then lastly, we have these dictations. I do these every day because she actually really likes to do it. So this would be like shun in nation. So they're supposed to write the special sound, which is shun, and then write the word nation. She usually combines the 2, and that's fine. I don't have a problem with that. And then a few of these, they always have words that they are going to dictate, and all of the words have a special sound in them.
Pat. Act. I could write pat.
All right, go ahead. Good job. Lace.
I don't know how to spell lace. Lace.
Perfect. See, you knew how to spell it. Price. 2 more. Put. Put.
And put.
Good. And last one is city.
Am I done?
Okay, that was it. That was your last lesson. You're finished.
School.
You're finished with your language for this year for 1st grade. Good job. I'm so proud of you. You did a really, really, really great job. I'm very proud of you. You worked very, very hard. Did you know that? You should be very proud of yourself. I hope you found this video helpful. I really just wanted to take an in-depth look and show you exactly how the lessons were laid out. Now, this lesson seemed a little bit longer, and it kind of was, honestly, because it was a review lesson. Normally, they're a little bit shorter than this, but I just really wanted to give the details of how we did it. Now, again, I recommend making this your own. Don't feel bad about if you have to cut out this or that every once in a while. This will still provide a solid grammar and phonics foundation. And I will be making a video on an in-depth look at the curriculum lesson plans themselves, what we use, what we don't, why I don't use them, and what you could do instead to make it your own. So thank you so much for watching. I hope you found this video helpful. If so, make sure to like and leave a comment and subscribe if you are interested in more practical homeschooling content. Thank you so much. Have a good day.